Good day for us, man. I think we got a lot of really cool mythology coming in today.
Okay.
So first of all, how are you?
I am doing terrific.
Yes, that's good. We want to start us off. We had some comments that came in this week. Yes, that's good. We had some nice comments that came in. Let me get these up on screen here. I got a couple things I'm doing here, but I knew you would enjoy these. Okay, this had a couple of interesting comments. These were close to each other, so I just pulled this whole screen here. But the first one that I wanted to get at, obviously, was a video I done about Osset, right? Which we now identify properly as Wesseret, right? But the question here, okay, or the statement here is, this is how this person is equating it: is Osiris as God, Horus is the sun, and he's making an analogy to Emmanuel, Yashu, and Jesus and Horus. How do you feel about that analogy that this person is kind of making there?
Okay, so um, that person is close.
Okay.
Okay, so only because the Trinity story is all about that, right? So of
Right.
course, all right. So he's utilizing that as to explain it. The term Emmanuel just literally means God with us.
Okay.
Okay, that's what the term means. And then he's saying Yeshua, or AKA Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So let's break this down.
Yeah.
So the term Yeshua or Yeshua, uh, that term does not mean Jesus.
Okay.
Okay. The term for Yeshua in Hebrew is actually Joshua.
Okay.
So it's not Jesus. And so those are two different names there. I see people want to connect them to each other,
Right.
but they're actually two different names.
Okay.
So I can see what that person is saying, but yeah, that's kind of I can see how that's relevant
Mm-hmm.
when you're talking about the Trinity stories. Does that answer that question?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's an interesting analogy. It seems like to me like with these two belief systems, there's an attempt to kind of merge these two together. That there's an association. Is there much association? I mean, you talked about. I think we talked about Gab being mentioned in the Bible the last time we met. How
Mm-hmm.
much? How much of what we would call Kemetic spirituality do we see in the Bible?
A lot.
A lot.
Yep.
Okay.
A lot.
Enough that this might be a strong basis for it, or is it just more stories being shared?
Well, I mean, the whole idea behind the Kemetic history has filled in a lot of blanks
Mm-hmm.
for the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you've got some pretty direct stuff. I mean, you've got the story of Moses,
Yeah.
the story of Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
All those take place in Kemet.
Yeah.
Okay. So, or relative to the story of Kemet. So you're talking about the whole idea of the Jewish people there, okay, actually came from the Abrahamic traditions, of course, is actually rooted in Kemet. So, for an example, when you're talking about uh, where they were, I guess they're saying that the Pharaoh, Masud, gave that land to Abraham and his wife,
Mm-hmm.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay. But that takes place in Kemet. Okay. So, again, a lot of those areas are clearly Kemetic or ancient Egyptian land.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's huge. Proverbs, and all those different types of things. It goes right back to the new suit.
Yeah.
So a lot of that we are. So all of these things are connected. Absolutely 100%.
Okay. How much have you personally read the Bible?
Me?
Yeah.
I have about 3 or 4 versions of it.
Okay. Because Baal is also mentioned in the Bible as well, right?
Yeah, but remember, Baal is a Canaanite
Right.
deity.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so remember now that the story of the Canaanites is very interesting because, of course, that would be okay. So one of the capitals of the Canaanite country was the city of Gath.
Say again?
Gath, G
Gath.
A
Okay.
yeah
Okay.
T H Gath.
Okay.
That would be the story or the place where Goliath is, or the
Okay.
place of the giants they call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it's huge over there. So of course the Canaanite religion, but again, um, it's a very interesting story. I have many different versions.
Okay.
I think about 3 or 4 versions.
Mm-hmm.
One of my versions I really like the
Mm-hmm.
most, and I have in my library, is called the Book of Yahweh.
Okay.
So hey, I have the Book of Yahweh here, and so you mind if I get it for a
No,
second?
absolutely. Please go right ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I have the Book of Yahweh.
Yes, I see that. Okay.
And so so I pretty much read this. This is it's
Man, I
pretty
mean,
big.
how big is this book, man?
It's huge. It's huge,
Yeah,
man.
this is
So
massive, man.
this is
Yeah.
one of my books in my library.
Yeah, okay. You repping it. Hey, you repping it hard there, bro.
Well, I keep that because, in my opinion, a saber has to understand multiple disciplines.
Right. Right.
One of the disciplines is the discipline to read.
Right. Absolutely.
You must create this discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So we think because, we say, okay, I don't read, that, or I don't read this. No, because our history is in this book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We just don't know that. But when you
Right.
start to understand this terminology, understand this information,
Mm-hmm.
then you can understand African people.
Right.
Because because it's clearly in this book. It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, this book
That's
has
a
got, I don't
massive
know.
book, man.
Yeah, I don't know. This book is about. It's well over. I mean, it's well over 1,000
Yeah.
over in here, right?
Uh-huh.
But they reference the name in Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
They reference the names in that.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got these names. Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not Isaiah. Isaiah
Right.
is one of the examples.
Right.
Well, okay, Meteth Owa.
Mm-hmm.
These are actually Hebrew names in this book that I have, but it's
Right.
pretty big.
Okay.
My point is that this is rooted in the Kemetic cult.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Man, that's kind okay. But the two belief systems still fundamentally are very different, right? Just in the way that they view a lot of the world, right?
Well, of course they do. I mean, when you're talking about, Israel today,
Mm-hmm.
all those places, over what they call today the Middle East, that's all ancient Canaanite country.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
And
know,
they had a lot of crossover. Like there were Canaanite deities who were represented in Kemet, right, and back forth, right?
well, I mean, you have to remember if you're talking about in certain time periods, it all
Yeah.
depends
Yeah.
because remember, there's a lot of intermarrying,
Right.
lots of things going on there, right?
Mhm.
All depends on what particular I would have to say golden age you're referring to.
Right. Right.
There's over 30 dynasties, right? So we're
Yeah.
talking about all types of things that happen there.
Yeah. And sometimes when people intermarried, they brought their culture and their
Of
beliefs
course.
with them. Because recently I just, I did an entry on Anat, who was listed as a Canaanite deity, but also is mentioned in Kemetic mythology.
Yeah, because remember now you're talking about, okay, you're talking about the place of Nimrod.
Right.
Well, Nimrod was a Cushite.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So yeah, so you're talking about, and then we have, of course, you're talking about, a religion. Talk about Gilgamesh. You're talking about,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, all of this is okay. This ancient Kush,
Uh-huh.
okay, what we've done is we've just dissected Africa into different places,
Right.
and we call it this, and we call it that, and we call
Mm-hmm.
like you would a cow, right? This is a leg, this is a right? But yeah, all of it, man, is Africa. So what I'm saying is, it's like yes, but there was a lot of interchanging of culture. But the whole idea behind what I'm explaining is you have to understand information like that,
Right. Right.
okay? Because remember, it's not about what's inside, it's other pieces that could connect you back to the original place.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
the book I mentioned to you is a connection to Kemet.
Right. There's
It's to
bits
get
of it of its history in there, right?
well, there's a lot of history in it
Okay.
because back in this particular time, a lot of the okay, let me just give you one example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One example is before there was actually they said, okay, um, let's just use this for an example. They said that the parting of the Red Sea, a lot of the Hebrews came across rather to the plan or the place they want to call home,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But they had been in Kemet for a very long time.
Right.
Okay, we talk about the golden calf.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yes.
talk about all that stuff. Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you. That's Hathor, right?
See,
You know what
okay,
time it
thank
is.
you. Yeah, I said that a long time ago, and I read that
Okay,
story. I'm like,
okay.
given where those people were coming from at that time, their exodus, that golden calf, that golden
Okay.
cow was Hathor.
Right, and so you're talking about the place or the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
They have these. That's the priests of Aaron were these hetnechers that came from ancient Kemet.
Right. Right.
Okay, so they learned the ways of understanding the priesthood.
Okay.
So all of the things that they do, all the practices and all
Mm-hmm.
those things, right? You see the talits
Mm-hmm.
because I have a couple of them. Right? I
Yeah.
ain't got one right now that was when you have a talit, you go into the type of meeting that came from ancient Kemet.
Right.
Okay, that's Ibn Asut.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the Temple of Amen.
Yeah.
Okay, so that so that's a I would have to say a view from a Hebraic what they're talking about. But all of those people that came from, of course, Moshe, they call him, not Moses, Moshe.
Moshe.
So they came with, and so they came with all the came with him. They brought the practices, they brought all of the traditions, and they copied them, just in another place.
Okay, something that I've always looked at was obviously the similarities in the story of the birth of Jesus Christ, and also the conception and birth of Heru, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the sense that these were both kind of immaculate conceptions, right? Remember, because Wasir, and Wisheret, there was not a physical union, right? The way it's depicted, he flies above her, and right. So okay, so is that a similarity you see between Heru and Jesus? Do those seem like very similar stories? Because they seem like similar stories to me. Because Aset is like isolated. She's seeking the help from others, right? As she's traveling, trying to keep young Heru safe.
The story is very interesting about that, but yes, that's correct.
Okay,
but there's a lot of similarities to that. I mean, yes, you're right. And so remember now, this is again symbolism,
right? Yes.
Okay, so that's where the Mary and Joseph and Jesus situation came into play and all that.
Right.
Well, people say, how do you know this stuff, right? Because I can tell you right now that I have connected myself with a biblical anthropologist who have been doing this for over 40 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So when I pick up the book and show you things, that's just one of the pieces of information that I have to be able to explain all this information to a person.
Right.
Because this is a person that has done this and have taught this at universities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I'm saying is that a lot of those concepts were borrowed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So borrowed concepts. Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean by that. Okay. The idea of the Star of David, that's another copied situation. That was as African. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
hexagram star of David is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, there's an old book that's been written called The Temple of the African Gods, and that's where you will first see the hexagram there.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, and so that's already been written by Africans.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that those things are also borrowed.
Yeah, yeah, no, we can totally see that. That's an interesting kind of crossover there in those beliefs that really tie them together. The other thing, and I may be wrong on this, because obviously I saw giants. You know, you had mentioned the land where Goliath came from, and giants were a huge part of biblical myth. Giants
Mm-hmm.
were everywhere in biblical myth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now it struck me as that shows a very strong similarity to Greek mythology. Now, okay, if we go back down the chain for um, giants, these were the children of the fallen angels, right? If I'm interpreting
Everybody,
it right. Tell me,
okay,
answer this one for me.
okay. So let me just say this. I mean, we already understand the story of Memnon.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. Uh huh.
that would actually take place around the highland of the Sudan.
Okay.
The Sudan people, man, are 7 and 8 feet tall. We're talking these are massively tall individuals.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so the story about the giants is very interesting, but we know from that place, okay, Manupo, all these other people that are tall
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
these are examples of what they're referring to as giants. But Memnon was the tallest and handsomest of all of these black Africans.
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
again, that's around the highland of the Sudan.
Right.
So, okay, so the story about the Nephilims and the story about, I understand their concepts again, but that's symbolism. There are giants that have been, okay, for lots of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But we do still see tall people. We see the Kwa people who are very short people.
Right.
Okay, then we see the very tall people in Africa, or as I said before, in Posh or Push.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we do see see the short people they call it elves, if you
Mm-hmm.
want to call them that, right? And as I mentioned before, this is where you get certain stories from.
Right.
Leprechaun.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Right. See, these stories.
That's an important thing. The
Yeah.
leprechaun is a mythology evolved around these actual people who happen to be metal workers, right? Like that's their association with gold comes from that.
But that would be Central Africa.
Right. Right.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
right. So that's what. But see, these are concepts again. So you're talking about symbolism.
Right. Okay.
What I'm speaking to you from is more of a systematic type of thinking.
Yes.
Okay, because you're talking about a historical fact, okay, and giants are big people, okay. It's like, okay, where do these people come from? I mean, they got giant lizards, right, that are from Africa.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
They were right in Jurassic Park. Okay,
Yeah.
they showed the movie Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
and they show these. Okay, so again, you're looking at Crocs. Crocs were the size of school buses back then.
Right.
Okay, that lived in the Nile.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so remember now, there were big people there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a name they utilize giants, Nephilim, that these people come from the sky and they fall on the earth and all this kind of stuff.
Right. Right.
Well, I mean, again, that would be nice if it was actually scientifically proven, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a concept to speak of giants
Right.
because that's something that they actually physically saw.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's an interesting piece here because a lot of their mythology, like that's one of the things, a lot of their mythology mentions, I guess, these various tribes of giants that they warred with. I mean, David and Goliath's story was fundamentally about fighting, quote unquote, these giants.
No, the story of David and Goliath is based on Montu.
On Montu.
Okay. Correct.
Okay.
So Montu became was over to overcome strong man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And that story again was mythologized
Mm-hmm.
until there's a David and Goliath story.
Right.
Okay. The whole idea is about conquering the bigger man.
Yeah.
Okay, or
Yeah.
okay, but that's what you're talking about wars.
Mm-hmm.
One smaller group against a bigger one.
Right.
Okay, that again, remember we talked about symbolism again. I'm talking to you from a systematic thinking part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are talking about everybody you're describing something, right? A mythology story, okay, is telling a story, right? A real live event that happened,
Right.
but they're telling it to you in a story form.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's what that's all about.
Yeah.
So when you say that David and Goliath, these are examples,
Yeah.
but the story is about written new and Muntu.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Very true. Very true. The other portion that there is obviously in reference to Gab, who this is on the video we had posted where you and I sat down and talked about like the power of Gab, where he comes from, and Gab being truly the force of preservation and harvest.
Correct.
How interesting. Now, if you look at a lot of other belief systems, you tend to see the Earth typically be depicted as a female personification, right? Female energy, whereas
No.
the Kemetic culture produced a male. What are they saying with that? Like, how do we view Gab? Is he a generator of life, like the way that I'm thinking that he is?
Well, again, when you're talking about, I think we shared this earlier. When you're talking about seed spreading,
Right.
we're talking about Gab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever talked to a person that's, you talk about, hey man, you need grass here.
Yeah.
You go buy grass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You understand? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
See, okay. That's exactly is what the reference is to.
Mm-hmm.
When someone references to Mother Nature and they say that they're talking about what births, what comes out of that. So they're
Right.
talking about something that births, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But they're not talking about the seed. They're talking
Yeah.
about what is birth, what comes out of it.
Right.
Okay. But when we're talking about seed planting, we're talking about we're talking about
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Fertilization.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all. That all has to do with the man
Right.
aspect of things. Now, remember what I said before. We use the term Earth.
Right.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's a European version.
Yes.
Gab is Kemetic, so it's African.
Yes.
So we refer to Gab as Earth because that's something that's fertilization, something that can be fertilized. We're talking about the land or dirt. We refer to that, not
Mm-hmm.
referring to something we would say Earth.
Right. It's Gab.
Right. Or
Yeah.
dirt.
Yeah.
Right? You don't use those terms.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So okay, having that now, that's an interesting. I just bought a new book today. I'll probably talk about it in some videos. It's a book about Kemetic cosmology, right? And I'm massively curious about this now because if Gab, the Earth is Gab, he is this natural force that we identify. How did Kemetic spirituality, or how does it talk about other planetary bodies? Does it make mention? That's why I uniquely went, like I told you guys, I do a lot of audiobooks. So I picked up an audiobook, did a sample. They said a couple of correct terms, so I feel like I could go further in this book. But what do you think? What are you anticipating that I'm going to find as I start digging more into Kemetic cosmology?
Well, you'll learn that it's not just about this planet.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than just this planet.
Right.
Okay, any existence of anything that you would see in the nebula that has been created is all parts of Geb.
Mm-hmm.
Geb is not just one. It's not just the Earth, and that's it.
Oh, see why you didn't tell me this, man?
Okay, of course.
Okay. Okay.
People think that's all there is to it, and that's all right. And we're like the only source of life on one particular place.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We're on a planet we call it. It's a giant mineral.
Right.
Everything, the planet to exist, for us to exist on this planet, it has to be mineralized.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, but that's not the only mineral place there is in the galaxy, the nebula. There's many of them.
Okay.
Brother, you didn't ask me, man.
You're right. I didn't ask.
Otherwise, I would have told you.
Yeah.
Gab is powerful, man, because it's more than just one place. It's anything, man, that has to do with fertilization and life. So you're not just talking about just one little, like I said, speck. You're talking about many different areas. You're talking about anything you can put your foot on.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's Gab.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's a powerful way of thinking it. That's a powerful way of thinking it.
Okay, I'm sorry to tell you
Okay,
about
so
that.
are we then seeing when we see other solar bodies, other stars, or is that a repetition of Amon Ra? Is that him manifest?
Yeah, because again, as I mentioned, we wanna take something, man, and put it in a container.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, like a genie in a bottle and stuff like that. That's not almond.
That's not Amen.
No,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's not moot. That's
Right.
not maat.
Right. Right.
But we wanna take, put something in a bottle and say, here we go. This is,
Right.
you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this is, yeah, this is no. If
Yeah.
you look and you see ancient Kemetic writings,
Yeah.
it always talks about anything other than the planet because it's all about the galaxy. It's all about the nebula. It's all about what's outside of us. It ain't
Yeah.
just one
Uh-huh.
little thing that's in us. It's what's outside of us.
Right. Right. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
okay, yeah. When you start to look at things from that perspective, you'll understand, man. We had a very broad understanding, man, of creation.
Yeah. Yeah. Apparently.
Yes,
Apparently. Yeah.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
not okay. So we're not just one little thing, man. You understand the canister. Okay, let me just say this, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is the way that we've been programmed. We've been taught
Yeah.
to think small.
Yeah.
Put it
Very
in a bottle.
small. Yeah.
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 Put it in a bottle. Put it, and that's all there is.
Right. Yeah.
Don't,
Yeah.
don't worry about nothing else except for what I've been placed in front of you. No,
Yeah.
Africans had a very broad mentality.
Yeah. Give me one sec. Give me one sec. Let me close this door here. Okay. Yeah, that's a powerful thing because that goes right to obviously what we know about the Dogon tribe. Like, how are these cultures able to talk about star systems that they could not see through technology at that point? And that's again having an understanding of the cosmos.
Well, that's because they've got that teaching from their ancestors.
Right. Right. Right.
Okay. This is Amen. Okay,
Mhm.
so I mean, I really wanted to talk about some other things today, but this is Amen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me bring him up here. One sec. Okay. There we go.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
again, what are we looking at? Okay, and when I share this with you, first of all, the first most important piece of evidence is you're seeing, of course, you see the right. You see, always see the hat. We always see what Amen represents,
Yeah.
blackness, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
what's happening here? The Shuti feathers.
Yes.
Okay, what is
Mm-hmm.
the Shuti feather? What does that represent? The Shuti feathers are sticking straight up into the universe.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what you're looking at. They're talking about how powerful this is, and so it's right. It's not talking about something that's very confined.
Right.
Shifty feathers let you know they're talking about the cosmos.
Real. That means it's talking about the cosmos.
Of course.
Okay.
Okay. See. Okay. So So I mean, I'm going to give you another example before we move forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I mean, I want you to see how important this is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Hang on. Let me get this one.
There we go.
Yeah.
See, again, you see Montu again. You see
Yeah.
the Shuti feathers. You
Yeah.
see it sticking straight up.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's what it's talking about again.
Yeah.
See, we have to understand what does this represent. It's talking to you about the energy of Ra
Mm-hmm.
going out into the cosmos. It's not just one little thing and then that's it.
Yeah.
No, he's talking about the energy that continues to go up and it continues to go out.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's talking about this power of the cosmos, this power of the star,
Yeah.
because the sun is a star.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what the and this burns in the nebula. There's burns in the galaxy. There's burns in the cosmos.
Right.
Okay. But is there just one star? No,
I
there are
mean,
many
we've always
stars.
thought that way. I mean, there's billions of stars, but honestly,
Thank
we
you.
act like, okay, that's the sun. It's
Right,
special.
and that's
It's
all there is.
great. It's great, but it's not special. There are billions of those that exist.
Man, this is why, okay,
Yeah.
this is why I've been trying to, I really didn't want to go there with this particular show to be talking about that.
Okay.
I want to really say this.
Uh-huh.
We must understand we think small.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm. I mean, just in our conversations, just from seeing the Neters is what I previously, understanding them to be gods, right? To seeing them as natural forces really expands like how I felt about this whole belief system. And then, like I said, the big part was when we started having our conversation about Geb, and I was like, wait a minute, he just said Geb is the Earth. Okay, now that says something about the rest of the cosmos that we hadn't really been prepared to even talk about before.
Yeah, because we don't even, okay, so I know you and I've talked about this before. We got to get that God concept out of our
Yeah,
consciousness.
yeah. They did a job with that one.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the nature is anything that's natural.
Right.
Okay, Ra is a nature. It's natural.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The cosmos is it's natural.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All this thing that burns, like hydrogen, right? Nitrogen, all these things that are natural gases that burn water.
Right.
It's natural. It's nature.
Mm-hmm.
There's no gods in there.
Right.
Anything like that.
Right. Right.
Okay. See, you have that containment, like they think small. When you say nature, you're talking about anything that's natural. That can be here or outside of here.
Right.
Okay. Because remember now, we are, keep telling people, we are that star.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have this mineral in you, this star. You don't understand who we are as human beings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So when we understand that part of it, say, well, where is your father? They will always say that. That person is gone out, right? He's out of an outside body experience.
Right. Yeah.
Where do you go?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You can go from here, just like my Shepsy would say, you can go to another planet, right? Right. Your consciousness can shift you to another place.
Right.
Okay? That's an energy that continues to exist. As long as energy exists, you continue to exist.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
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 That's cosmology in its totality.
Right.
Okay? So we gotta, once you get the God concept thing out, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Because you gotta understand it's nature.
Yeah.
Nature always.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are natures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's I just wanted to just put that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's a big part of the conversation that we've been getting into to see that shift in viewing them that way, to say that this is a force, that they are representing a force.
Right. When you start with, and so I know we mentioned about mythology, but again, for the audience, mythology is simple. It's one thing. Okay. They're talking about real life events, but they're telling it to you in a story form.
Right.
Okay. So this is what they do. They tell you things in a story form. I got to get that around.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Hang on. Let me see if I can rotate it here.
Okay.
Here we go.
There you go. All right. So again, we're talking about your brain, but your brain has so many neurons. Instead, it's like the stars in the galaxy.
Right. That's what it looks like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is there just one neuron?
No,
there are billions of neurons, right?
Yeah.
Connectors in your brain.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
What they're trying to conceptualize is the galaxy.
Right.
Okay. So no, you are much more just that one neuron.
Right.
Okay. And you think that's all there is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But they're telling you from your brain perspective, oh, there's way more than that.
Right.
Okay. But we think like that, then we will be thinking on a vast level.
Right.
Okay. We will be using more parts of our brain.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But when you're being compartmentalized into one little area.
Yeah.
Right. Then that must be all there is to life, because that's all we ever know.
Yeah, that's definitely how we've been talking about it and kind of seeing, the belief system in that light.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So before I go on, all I want to say is this is exactly how we should be thinking.
Right.
Right. Our
Mm-hmm.
brains. Right. Our brain has all these connectors, and what we need to do is we have to learn to train our brain.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Train our brain. When
Mm-hmm.
we do, then we'll be able to connect to other knowledge.
Right.
Okay? I showed you that book I had earlier. I have many books,
Yeah.
but all I do is I care more about the knowledge. What can you learn from this?
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how I see things. How can I learn from this? What
Right.
can this teach you? And that's when you start to learn that there's these different connectors, right?
Right.
When you have a different connector, your brain is working.
Right. Yeah.
Your neurons is working, right? Your connectors are working, and that's exactly how your vastness grows.
Right. Right. That's very
Right?
powerful that you said that. Yeah, I think that's very important.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are we there?
Yeah, we're good. You can
Okay.
let loose. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So the first thing I want to share is that I wanted to share what a peregrine falcon looks
Yeah, this is an important one here. Let me pull this
like.
one up here.
Okay.
Where you at? This is a peregrine falcon.
Yes. Now, only reason I want to talk to you about this bird is because I saw this bird in person.
Yeah.
They're little birds.
Yeah.
Okay. They're little birds,
Mm-hmm.
and they're fast. Now
Mm-hmm.
they are they're predators,
Yeah.
right? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're known for their speed,
Mm-hmm.
but again, these are small birds.
Right.
People associate them with, Haru, associate them with other types of, teachings of the Meta Nature and all that. When I saw that bird in person, I go, "That's it."
Yeah.
I mean, this is a little fella. He's a little bitty thing. I go, "Are you kidding me?" Right? I mean, okay. And I go, "Wow!" Right? And I'm like, "Okay, so I'm supposed to be shocked by this,
Right.
but
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
but right,
Yeah.
but they're deadly because of their speed." What I'm saying is, you gotta be careful because that would not represent the Mississippi.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, they call it the falcon. Now, let me help people to understand. A falcon and falconry is two different things.
Mm-hmm.
A falcon, they're talking about the bird. Falconry is where they teach birds. They're
Right.
bird teachers.
Right.
Okay? So, but it doesn't mean that they're talking about Haru, the falcon Haru is referring to.
Mm-hmm.
Falcon is birds. They're birds of prey.
Right.
Okay? And these raptors,
Mm-hmm.
these birds are raptors. Raptor means to seize or to grapple.
Okay.
Okay? Raptors. That's what
Yeah.
these birds are.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So when we're talking about Haru,
Mm-hmm.
that would not be Haru.
Right.
Okay? Because that's not, he's a little bitty fella.
Mm-hmm.
I got respect for him. Okay? Don't get me wrong, I do. But not in this case. Now I'm going to show you a different bird.
Yeah, hang on 1 second. Okay. All right. Show these two together. Okay.
Okay, now you see.
Yeah.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
That is a red-tailed hawk.
Right.
Huge bird.
Right.
We can see the difference in seeing how large this bird is.
Yeah.
Now, I saw this bird up close in person.
Mm-hmm.
Completely two different sizes.
Right.
Okay? And this hawk, the hawks are very aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And now, what I am saying is that I'm not saying that falcons won't fight. What I am saying is that hawks will let them know who's boss.
Right.
Right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the boss of the air.
Yeah.
The day watchers.
Yeah.
Okay? That would not be the falcon.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
like those birds,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not the case. I just wanted to share that because there's some discrepancies there. I was talking to someone about that. And I just wanted to share how different that was and why.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, with most of the mythology coming out of there, people do identify it as a falcon head.
Well, and I understand that part of it because of what people would think.
Right.
But in the nature or even in if I can say the Narmer palette,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't say that. In the Narmer palette, it's very different.
Okay.
Okay, the Narmer palette, it actually says, okay, Narmer the hawk.
Yeah.
Okay, it says the hawk. Why would it say that?
Yeah. Because
Oh, okay.
that's what the character that it suit.
That okay, right.
Yeah.
So it's not there clearly. So what I was trying to do is try. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to show you this palette. Okay,
Mm-hmm. And
Narmer
this is the
palette.
Narmer palette. Okay. Yeah.
Correct.
We've talked about this. Okay.
So you blow up the Narmer palette. You see the
Yeah.
Narmer palette. Now you're
Yeah.
looking at the new Subiti
Uh-huh.
right off. Okay, to
Yeah.
the left.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
just on top there, you see
The hawk.
the hawk bird right
Right.
there.
Right. Yeah. You can see that.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a falcon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And why would I say that? Because they're talking about strength and power over your enemies.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. And as we can see, it's talking about the hawk bird.
Right.
So why do we keep using that name when that's not what it says?
Right.
Okay. I mean, I'm just, I just kind of wanted to just share some clarity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's an important thing. I told you I'd been writing a little science fiction, and it made me go back and say, man, I didn't want my character's association to be the Falcon. That's kind of how I built this kind of central character on, and I went back and I had to revise this because again, it wasn't the character that I wanted to associate the character with.
Well, okay, so let me just give you an example. So if you were looking at, the Falcon from Marvel.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Versus Hawkman from Black Adam.
Yeah, they're very, very different characters. Yeah, it's not even a competition.
Okay.
So in the power scaling, you believe that's correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as who?
How Falcon versus Hawkman? Like that's how.
Okay, we gonna give it to Hawkman.
Yeah, you'll give it to Hawkman. Okay.
This is the story about Haru and his uncle Seth.
Yeah, it's a very important story.
Very important story. But I do want to share something with people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The reason why Haru was the victor is because Haru beat him. In this scene, of course, you see him giving him a blow. I want people to see that.
He's taking one. That's set.
Right, he's taking one. But Haru beat him in all the sports that was before them.
Yeah. Okay.
So Haru beat him in racing.
Mm-hmm.
He beat him in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
He beat him in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
He beat him in the boat, in the charioteer,
mm-hmm.
and the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
This is how Haru won the battle.
Right.
Okay. This is how he won over his uncle Seth.
Right.
Okay. Haru beat him in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing is exactly the same. It replicates Haru and Seth.
Yeah.
In ancient Kemet.
Yeah.
That's why they call it the boxing of Haru and Seth.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because in the mythology story, Haru was trained to defeat his uncle. Now, what's interesting is he was trained by Unpu.
Mm-hmm.
He was trained by Ni.
Mm-hmm.
And he was trained by Tahuti.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Including Nephthys and Wesseret.
Yes.
They trained him in all skills and arts of combat.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Nephthys trained him in magic.
Okay. She's very, very powerful in magic.
Okay?
Yeah.
That was a huge factor in the battle against Set.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay? And that's how he lost.
Yeah.
Okay? So I want to say that this is exactly how the sports is to this very day, all about competitions, because it goes all the way back to Egypt.
Yeah. Yeah.
In this story here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I just kind of want people to see the wrestling It's the exact same thing. So the wrestling and boxing, he was a very, very strong, combative competitor.
Right.
Okay, but Haru was able to do that because, of course, in his youth and his strength, his mother said, "I want you to be stronger, faster, and smarter than your uncle."
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, this is exactly what happened.
Yeah. And Set, based on his character, was never the right temperament to be in a suit. Right. He was
He
still
wasn't
more
ready.
chaos,
That's correct. And
which is a
so,
necessary thing.
well, when Haru was small, Serpent came to him. These are the seven scorpions
Mm-hmm.
to protect him right during all this training time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so he had. Remember now, you're trained by Tahuti himself.
Right.
Tahuti is the master of all combat arts,
Yeah.
skilled in strategy and tactics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is your master the bow.
Yeah.
This all takes the knowledge of Tahuti,
Mm-hmm.
the skills of strategy, Tahuti,
Yeah.
tactics,
Yeah.
Tahuti.
Yes.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
and this is what he is teaching Haru.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. I mean, Haru has an interesting combination because you talk about all the Neters who were associated with his training. Obviously, his mother is Westered, his father is Rasar, and he
yeah,
also nursed from Hathor as well.
yeah,
Then to
yeah.
have Tahuti, Nephthys, Anpu as all, kind of supporting him as he's ready to take on his uncle.
Well, the battle between them lasted about 80 years.
Yeah, it was ongoing, and they
It was
both
constant.
suffered. Yeah, it was constant.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
See,
ever seen them
that's
two guys in the neighborhood that every time they see each other at the basketball game, at the store, it's gonna be a fight. That's what it was.
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. That was last time, but we talk about now.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Where it got to the point in the story where his uncle Set actually respected him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because of his what his
Character.
masculinity,
Right. Yeah.
and his maturity.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and he respected him for that.
Yeah, because there was a point where his uncle initially tried to take his masculinity from him.
That's right.
Yeah.
And see, that's what it was all about. When you take a man's masculinity away, they say, then he becomes weak.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's what this all was about. Said, but as I wanted to share today, the great hawk is the bird.
Yeah. No, like I said, it forced me to change up what I was going to do in my storyline because I want that character to be present in the story. It's very, obviously very important.
Well, when you're looking at, and again, I am a big respecter of all nature, right?
Yeah.
I like dolphins. I really do.
Mm-hmm. I know you
but
do.
They're not my favorite bird.
Right.
I mean, of course, right?
Right.
But you know what my favorite bird is already.
Well, it's
right?
the owl.
So
Yeah.
that's correct.
Yeah.
What I am saying is that it has its proper space, but when you're looking at things overall, the heart of a king is that bird. We've talked about mythology, we talked about Hawkman in Black Adam.
Yes.
Right? Right? He's able to hang in there, right, with a powerful dude.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That shows all about who he is.
Right.
Okay? And that tells you right there, man, that he's way stronger than out.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay? Just his strength alone.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, you can pick up two guys, man, and fly in the air.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not out.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's a bad dude right there.
Yeah. No, we had to show that, and that's the difference. It's very important, especially as you're going through the mythology, because a lot of people were misinterpreted as a falcon, right? They were seeing that head, and they were saying that this is what the representation was.
What? And again, people utilize that, but again, if you're talking about the Horha or the Aha, they're talking about Hawk again.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's how the metric is written, that's how you interpret it. But
right.
it's not, again, is not interpreted as that bird. That doesn't mean I don't like the bird.
Right. Right.
It's
Right.
just it's interpreted as something to me that's there. But when you're talking about symbolism or symbolic, like something that's strong,
Mm-hmm.
the hawk, like the bull is strong.
Right. And that's why they use that symbol. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with strength,
Yeah.
vitality.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So when that's what marketers are looking at when they said we got Schlitz malt liquor beer, we gonna get us the bull.
There's no question about
Right. So when
it.
you
Right.
pick that can up, you already know.
You already know what time it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
Chicago Bulls. You already
Right.
know what time it
Right.
is,
Red
right?
Bull. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
all about the strength and the vitality in that drink, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
See, and you showed me that that video with uh, the lion taking that blow.
Oh yeah. 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 Uh
Okay,
huh. Yeah.
the Black Death they don't play,
The
man.
Black Death didn't play, man. That was a cool video. If you guys
Right.
haven't checked it out, it's just a short video I put, man. But the bull's horn, the lion's limping away on three legs, okay, with a bull's horn sticking out his butt.
See, and that just tells you, right?
Yeah,
But see, but what a lot of people don't know is those bulls have killed more lions
yeah,
than any other creature in Africa.
yeah. Okay, yeah. It's
They've
the only
killed
real
more.
threat. Yeah,
Oh yes, they are.
uh-huh.
They've killed more lions than hyenas,
Yeah,
right?
mm-hmm.
They've killed more lions than anybody, right? And that's what's up, right? So
Yeah,
they know what time it is.
yeah, yeah. They do. I mean, the lion's leg was still on the bull's horn, man. He had took
That's
it clean off.
right, and that's. I mean, that's hard, right?
Yeah.
And that lion man is going to starve to death. He's not going to make
Oh yeah, dude, you're gonna limp home and die. I mean, like
it.
something's
Right?
gonna get
Yeah.
you probably tomorrow. I mean, that's
That's
it. You
exactly.
can see the look on his face. He already needed that meal. Being a hunter, being a predator, being what they are, there is no margin for error. Right?
None.
You're burning up energy as you're hunting. So when you burn that energy up and you don't eat, you already have a problem.
Exactly. And then you got those cubs to feed,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
then, so,
Yeah.
like you said, there's no margin for error. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really wanted to put that out there today. But I'm really glad that we was able to share that today. It was it's very interesting today. I really liked it.
Yeah, I ended up taking us a little direct. I mean, we got kind of caught up in some conversations. A couple of things, obviously, I wanted to get to before we kind of wrap up. But this was something I wanted to introduce because it was a new mythology. It was a film that I watched the other day on streaming services, and it's called House of Money, and this was like a Nigerian based film. But again, what they're doing is leveraging African mythology into modern storytelling. And I don't know, I've enjoyed watching as a community Black people kind of duck into more of kind of the horror fantasy type of things because we have great mythology, and that's really what it was. So if you guys have a chance to, it's got these beautiful Nigerian actresses in there, some good looking brothers in there too. But the whole story is about this young nurse who meets a billionaire, and his family has kind of the tradition of this sacrifice. They have to find a young bride to sacrifice. It's almost like a Rosemary's Baby. You remember the Mia Farrow film? That's what it was, and just in a African setting.
Okay.
So
I haven't seen it.
it's worth to check it out, man. It's free. I think I may have found it like on Netflix or Hulu or something like that. But whenever I see something that's our culture, I always like to bring it out, especially when our mythology start to make their way to film, and you can see how naturally good these stories are, right? So
100%.
that was something I wanted to bring out. Okay, something else I wanted to bring, because obviously I wanted to get into a couple of the power scaling things. Okay, so this week we kind of talked about this character, Sekar, right?
Oh,
Okay, who you kind of reference as being the corrections officer of the underworld.
no.
Okay, well, this is someone that like doesn't get a lot of shine. How significant is his role?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: when it comes to putting you in the pot, you do.
Uh-huh.
So you want to mess with that?
You said when he comes to putting you in a box?
Yeah, in the pot.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He would take that. See that weapon he has?
Yes.
He would take you, man, and throw you right over in it. Meaning that you're there. your energy, take him over, take that little,
Yeah.
right, and pick you up, right, and throw you right over into the pot.
Right. Okay.
Okay, you want to mess with him. He's the correction officer, man, of that
Yeah.
underworld.
Yeah.
You want to mess
Okay.
with that.
Yeah.
Now let me just share this little piece since you brought it up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you didn't hear me. I said pot and box. I know. I worked in corrections.
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea, man, what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Okay, when you gotta deal with someone, man. Okay, you're locking in the cell, out in and out all day.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're the only person, Brian, right,
Mm-hmm.
that could really do something to them
Mm-hmm.
mentally, physically, spiritually, all of that.
Right.
You're that dude. They actually call you CO in the correction facility.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's him right
That's
there.
him. Okay.
Okay. You don't want to mess with him.
Yeah. Yeah. He seems
right?
that way. Yeah.
But yeah, he ain't got he don't do no talking. He just look right down at you and say, "What do you want me to do with this dude?"
Yeah.
Give him to Amit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that's the dude, huh?
That's the dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Drag it to Amit. Right.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go.
Yeah, because you're not gonna want to go to Amit. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, he don't do no talk. He just come on and grab you by your neck and let's go.
Man, that's a cold piece right there, man.
That's a cold dude, man. You don't want to mess with him.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that we're getting deeper and deeper into breaking some of these netters out, because you don't hear, modern culture hasn't embraced them as well, and we're able to go deeper in. So we're going to continue on that. I had another interesting verses for you, man. I think this is going to hit you near and dear, man, because I got two people I know you like, man. See, I know you pretty well now, okay? So I brought up your boy, man. I got your boy up here first, okay? And you know this dude right here, man. It's your boy Spawn, okay? Now, I like Spawn. I think you like Spawn too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right now. And it's going to be a tough one right here, I'm telling you, man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my girl right there, man.
Because I kind of feel like, okay. Now, I don't know if you watched, I haven't uploaded yet, but I just power ranked Spawn. Okay. Now, I got Spawn sitting at a 5, which is also where you and I had discussed Storm at. Now, based on this, tell me what you think about this battle here.
Well, I'm going to tell you, man, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Spawn, man, comes from a whole nother level.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, if I had to say it, yeah, he'll probably get the sister. Man.
You think Spawn gets a sister?
Well, the reason why I say that is because she's very human.
Right. Yeah, she is. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is not Spawn. Spawn can go to the underworld.
Yeah.
And drag her down there.
Yeah, that's truth.
Okay. And she cannot survive down there, man, at all. Ever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, right? And once he wrapped those chains around her, it's over with.
Yeah. That's it right there. Yeah.
It's those chains, man. Once he gets it around you, right, he'll tell you.
Yeah.
Right? I am immortal. After that, it's over with.
That's it, huh?
Right, because Storm has got powers, but it's very limited.
Right.
Right? But Spawn can continue to go on and on. And he's fought some of the most powerful heavyweights, man, in the underworld.
Yeah. Yeah, he has.
Right? So that's not Storm, man. She's not able to, she won't be able to do that. Man.
Okay. Okay. That's a good one, though. That's a good battle. I'm going to throw one more at you. Okay.
Why you put that stuff in?
Man, the family fights are always the best ones, man.
Yeah, you put that stuff in, man. That's not, that's my girl right there.
I know. I told you I knew what I was doing there. Now, this is Deacon Frost, who we remember from Blade, right?
Yeah.
And Deacon Frost, I set up as a 4, man, because he's a little bit lower. We'll have to talk about this, man. We'll have to get into where we power scale Dracula at. But we got him, Deacon Frost is a very, very powerful vampire.
Yeah.
Okay, now if I put him up against another relative 4, Vixen, can she do anything with that?
Yeah, I think she can be able to do something with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because Vixen's got the power of the amulet. As long as she has different animal strengths.
Yeah.
Right? And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And see, Deacon Frost, man, is limited, man. All she got to do, man, is drag him out into the light, man. She'll turn him into
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah,
right. It's over
yeah.
with. Once you got that power, man, drag him out there, man, and you coming with me, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
As long, here's the thing. As long as he does not sink those fangs into her,
Right.
she good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If she know what she's dealing with,
Mm-hmm.
she'll take it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she got to
Okay.
know what she's dealing with, right?
Yeah.
If he just surprise her and bite her or something, then it's gonna be over.
Yeah. He can get it with a quick move. Yeah.
That's exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But overall, as far as blow for blow,
Uh-huh.
I'm with Vixen.
With Vixen. Okay. All right. I like that, man. Those are some nice verses.
You see, you had to do it to me. Okay, Vixen, man, is 100%, man. I
Right.
can never,
Right.
right? But it's because she's able to shapeshift, man, into different animals. Where Deacon Frost, man, he doesn't have that ability.
Yeah. Yeah. He's some limited shape shifting, but not
Yeah,
on
he's
her
limited,
level. Yeah.
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it to Vixen.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, look, we're past our hour right now. We went through a lot of stuff today, man. Me personally, I mean, again, I'm kind of going through a head expanding phase based on our conversations around Geb and how that extrapolates further out. So I'm still kind of absorbing that. Like I said, I'm about to dig into a book on cosmology, specifically, Kemetic cosmology. So I'm looking to have a lot of growth, but you've been guiding me along, and you really kicked down some doors for, I think, for me and the audience today.
Well, I appreciate it. It's all about sharing, man. I share because I care.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So again, I mean, so what do you want to get into next week?
We did a good job this week. So what I want to do is, man, maybe one of the new suits, maybe probably.
That would be a good idea. Yeah, I think we should do that. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the new suits. Yeah. So I got a surprise for us. So I'll see.
Okay, I like surprises.
Yeah, well, we can come up with, but definitely, I know I pulled my book out of my library.
Yeah.
I usually don't do that, man, but I just wanted to show an example.
Yeah, it's a massive book.
It took me a while to get through it.
Yeah, man, that's deep, but that's dedication right there.
That's what it's all about, man. So appreciate it, and I'm glad we had a chance to share tonight.
Yeah, we did. We had some fun tonight. So again, I'm much appreciation to you. Thank you for the audience for stopping in. We'll have these videos cut up in short pieces for you guys. Any comments or questions, please drop them into the comment section. Siva T is always in the comments. I'm always in the comments, so we will respond. You can find us on our other channels. We're on YouTube, obviously on YouTube, but Facebook, TikTok as well. It's under the same handle, 9World or 9Creator. We'll be back next week. Siva T just kind of teased a little bit about what we're talking about. I'm going to come up with a few surprises for you guys and kind of give you a little commentary as I work my way through this book. But man, thank you again, Siva T. It's been great sitting here with you for our past little hour plus and sharing some knowledge.
Absolutely, 100%. Appreciate you.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
Mm-hmm.